one factor the left refuses to acknowledge. Why is this a conservative issue?
Is the highest correlation to criminal activity. It's not poverty, it's the absence of a father.
It was 5% back in the 60s. Come on, bro.
That said that if that Hunter Biden laptop story
have any arguments against that right now, and I want to see how it goes. What's up, y'all? Welcome back. I'm Van. We are all the LFR family. Now, real quick, Vivek Ramaswamy is one of those names right now that is bringing people together, but he's also dividing people as well. Specifically, there's a bunch of Trump supporters that really hesitant to buy into him, And to be honest, I haven't bought into him yet. I'm still on that train of trying to figure it out. Hey, sue me. I'm not one of those type of people that's just going to jump into bed with just any old body. You better wine and dine me, guy.
Okay.
Nah, but this video just came up. It says 30% of kids, pull this up so you can see it for yourself, and then we'll get it popping. 30% of kids in America don't have a father in the home. True privilege is not based on the color of your skin. It's being raised in a stable family with two parents. Dismantle Lyndon Johnson's failed Great Society. We're talking about the nuclear family in this video right here. And, well, some people are against Vivek for having this stance, but I'm not, because the chances are a little better when you have both parents in the household. It just is, man. It just is. You can't control that, though. Nobody can control that. When you whining and dining and you going out to dinner and you courting each other and you getting ready to make some sweet love, you don't know if they're going to be around for you once, a baby or two are produced. So let's go ahead and check this out. Y'all let me know whatever y'all want me to know in the comments. And let's see if you have a better understanding or more trust in Vivek after watching this right here. Be extremely honest. This is not a Vivek show. This is not a Republican show. This is not a liberal Trump Biden show. This is all about finding the truth, figuring out exactly what's going to be best for this country and moving forward that way. Let's go.
Republican presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy has earned praise from conservatives for bringing light to America's fatherless epidemic during last week's debate. The numbers have changed dramatically over the past couple of generations and could be playing a key role in other nationwide crises. Let's bring in Bill Barr, the former U.S. Attorney General under President Trump. Good to see you, Mr. Attorney General.
Now, Bill Barr, he worked under Trump. From my understanding, Trump don't like him anymore, correct? If I'm wrong, that's cool too. I never claim to be right about anything.
I just want to play a little bit about what Vivek Ramaswamy said during the debate regarding fatherlessness. Let's tee that up here.
We also have a federal government that pays single women more not to have a man in the house than to have a man in the house, contributing to an epidemic of fatherlessness.
Now, I really want y'all to look into this because I mentioned this a couple of times on the channel before. I was actually live when I brought this up. I brought this up in a live stream one time and somebody said,
"Is that actually true? I need to go back and look at this."
Yes, it is true. Listen to exactly what he is saying. I'm not going to continue to stop it. We're going to play it and then I'm going to talk.
We also have a federal government that pays single women more not to have a man in the house than to have a man in the house, contributing to an epidemic of fatherlessness. And I think that goes hand in glove with the education crisis as well, because we have to remember education starts with the family, and the nuclear family is the greatest form of governance known to mankind.
Yeah, we mentioned at the top of this, Mr. Attorney General, that things have changed dramatically over the generations. First of all, single-parent households in the U.S., 30%. At this point, the world average is 7%.
Look at this. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Single-parent households. 30% of our households are single parent. 30%. World average is 7. We are more than quadruple the world average. 7 times 4 is 28. Yes, we are more than quadruple the world average. We 10 times China's average.
China, it's just 3%. 40% of U.S. babies now are born out of wedlock compared to 5% in 1960.
Ain't that something? Now look at that right there. Just look at this right here. Just tell me why. And I get it. Independence. I get it. Everybody, you know what I mean? The opportunities are vast. If you want to look at them as opportunities. The ratio between men and women are vast. You know what I mean? If you want to look at it that way. But 40% now. It was 5% back in the 60s. Come on, bruh. What are we doing?
You're very concerned about this. How did we get here?
Well, Professor Thomas Sowell at Stanford's done a lot of work on this, especially with minority communities.
Shout out to Thomas Sowell.
And he points out that black families were even more intact for parts of the early 20th century. They had high rates of marriage, and they didn't have the kinds of rates of fatherless families that they do today. But around 1960, it was like a nuclear bomb went off, and we started seeing more and more out of wedlock births, more and more fatherless families. And I think Vivek is right. I think federal policy had a lot to do with that, the welfare policies that started in the 60s. Now, it's not the only reason for it, but it's a big part of it.
Now, you talk about this in your book, One Damn Thing After Another. Right. Vivek Ramaswamy related it to education. Yeah. In your book, you relate it to crime. You say, quote, if there's a single identifiable root cause of crime, it's the absence of a father in too many families. The one factor the left refuses to acknowledge. Right. Is a problem. Why is this a conservative issue?
Well, it shouldn't be. I hear very prominent black leaders say this all the time, many from Hollywood and so forth, saying the presence of a father in the life of a young man is the most important thing, both in education, but also in keeping him on the straight and narrow. The family is a moral institution for instilling values and discipline. And when it breaks down, then we see more and more crime. It is the highest correlation to criminal activity. It's not poverty, the absence of a father in the home.
Now, this is true what he's saying. It's the absence of a father in the home that caused people to get out there and do the dumbest things possible and end up getting in jail and hurting somebody else and all those things. But at the end of the day, check this out. The problem with our country right now is everyone wants to pit that blame on one party, right? The Democratic side is trying to pit that on the Republican side, on the conservatives, that there are no fathers in the home, that the system that was set up by Republicans and conservatives are the reason why there are no fathers in the home. And what they're doing is the Democrats like to go out there and act like they're putting a warm hug around them and say, listen, we'll take care. Just sign over the rights. Just sign over the father's rights to the government, and we will pay you a check every month. All right. Sign over the parental rights to the federal government, and we will pay you per month in welfare. All right. And then when you have a man in the home, report that to us, and we'll just take you off of welfare. Regardless if you need it or not, we'll still take you off. But we encourage you to do this solo dolo. You know what I mean? And we still don't know exactly what's causing, like if the trap is as real as people try to paint the trap to be. People are saying that there's a huge trap to bring in impoverished men into the judicial system. And I don't know if that's the case or not, but you know what I mean? That is an argument that's out there. That's definitely an argument that's out there.